the president of Ghana, who basically said in the most tactical political way he possibly can is, F you and your US aid, we Africans gonna do what the hell we wanna do. If you do something to us, we're gonna do something to you because we don't need you. And when it comes to LGBT this, he also said, stay the f out of African culture's business. We don't give a f about you, International Monetary Fund, World Bank. Do what you want to do, and we're going to do what we got to do. That's what he said in a political way, a tactical political way. And it's about goddamn time. I'm just so happy to see these African heads of state, these African presidents saying F you to the white power structure. They don't care. Listen, this is a new day. Listen, these African countries know what they got. They know what they're worth. We got presidents that's empowered now. We have intelligent presidents. All we have to do is get them in power, right? Let them take the necessary steps to stabilize their countries, to gather their resources and learn how to maximize it so they can get everything out of the value chain they can. And it's off to the races. Listen, Africa is the future, period. Especially West Africa. West Africa is going to be the financial center of the world. Everybody who wants to do business going to be coming to West Africa because first of all, we got all the people, we got all the resources, we got know-how. Africans been all over the world gathering all kinds of information and gathering all kinds of education. And guess what? You keep kicking Africans out, you kicking them right back home. You doing what it is that Africans should be doing in the first place. Worried about themselves and not being pacified by USAID. You see, soft power is the best power. Soft power is how you convince the rest of the world to capitulate to your demands. Hard power is just going to war. Hard power is the least used power on the planet. All right? It's all about soft power because it's actually stronger because it's using a carrot instead of a stick. You see, Donald Trump, his dumbass, and his neo-Nazis are so stupid. They're so unintelligent. They're so politically unaware. They're so socially unaware that they think by retracting from the world that the world's going to suffer. The only people that's going to suffer are the American citizens because the world don't need America. America's only 5% of the world population. What makes Americans, especially the uppity 1% part of Americans, the racist part of Americans, think that their little punk-ass freaking population, their little punk-ass economics is going to stop the whole world? What makes you think the whole world needs, if anything, America, the white part of America, and the West need Africa? Y'all need Africa more than Africa need y'all. Trust and believe. Because what you're doing is, by stopping all that U.S. aid, you're forcing African countries to either find other allies, other avenues to supply themselves, and to do things themselves. Force them to do what they already can do. And that's exactly what Donald Trump and his neo-Nazi party is doing. And I'm happy about it. Keep it coming. Thinking you hurting somebody else, but you ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself. White supremacy is destroying itself just by being as active and brash as they want to. Go right. Keep on doing what you're doing. I'm clapping for you. I'm clapping for you. Anyway, that's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
John Mahama became Ghana's 14th president earlier this year after running on a platform aimed at cracking down on corruption and spurring economic growth. With his term still in its infancy, Mahama must now make navigating a shifting global order one of his main priorities.
Well, I think that the world order that came in place after the Second World War has been beneficial to all parties. America has benefited. America has prospered from that world order. And I do think that no country can exist in isolation. Nobody can draw his bridges up and dig a moat around his country. We're interconnected in many ways. America has the right to recalibrate and freeze its international assistance to other countries. But there's always a blowback. One, America loses soft power because USAID is a well-known brand of America and it intervenes in very critical areas. And so if America decides that it doesn't want to intervene in those areas, it is possible that other countries might decide to fill that gap, or we might fill it ourselves like we're trying to do now, adjusting our budgets to fill the gap that America leaves. But it loses the influence that it has exerted over the years. Apart from that, it's not only in those areas. USAID is the biggest supplier of food aid in many places, and they buy this food aid from American farmers. And so if USAID is no longer buying that food to deliver as food aid, then it means that American farmers lose a huge demand that, assisted them in their business. And so there's always a blowback. There are a lot of connectivities, and we'll see how it plays out. The Trump playbook is still playing out. We're all watching what is happening. But as I've always said, disruptions lead to new world orders. And so this is a disruption that is happening. I'm sure that maybe a new world order will be born out of it.
Finally, Mr. President, I do want to ask about the anti-LGBTQ legislation that we did see expire in Ghana earlier this year. A number of parliamentarians support reviving it. If it came to your desk, would you sign it?
The old bill expired because it was not assented to by the president. There was a legal challenge. Eventually, the legal challenge was dismissed, so it means that the president could assent to it, but it's expired. So the question is hypothetical. It means that it has to go into parliament again. And I think that what we need is more stakeholder consultation to look at whatever new bill will come and make sure that we carry everybody on board. Proper family values are something we all are interested in. And we believe that is not only in the bills that we send to Parliament to regulate them, but also in teaching our children those family values even as they grow. And so looking at the curriculum in schools and inculcating those values in them, I think is the more important pressing issue that we must look at.
Would you be concerned, though, if we saw a number of institutions potentially pulling back funding to Ghana if you were to sign it? Do you factor that into your thinking around the bill?
Well, I believe that multilateral institutions should avoid getting into cultural matters. This is a diverse world. We have different cultures. And so I don't think multilateral institutions should include, cultural imposition as part of their mandate. I don't agree with that. If they decide to pull it, well, it's their prerogative. But I don't believe that multilateral institutions like the World Bank and IMF should include in their mandates how people behave culturally.
Africa, the continent, need to arise to take its own affairs and resources back to Africa. In fact, African, we can do it. We are doing it. I'm glad that our president are waking up to make sure that the necessary things that we need to do, they are doing it. And I'm so proud to be a Ghanaian. I'm so proud to be an African. Also, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what the Africans, Americans are saying about what the president of Ghana said. Don't forget to like and share